Hello, welcome back to Sushi LiveENODING. In this episode, I'll be sharing a breakdown of this kind of like a stone god sculpture. So you can see every couple of frames it changed its shapes and also the color of the stone. And the color is actually just a simple shading using Eevee nodes. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this guy, let's do it backwards. So obviously this one has remesh and mirror. As usual, I've done this in the past, of course, but this one is also kind of interesting. Let's see. This is the whole nodes actually. The rest of them is just to change the shading. Okay, so let's take a look at this. The easiest to see this is from the last nodes. And if we go backward, you can see there's this number and there's a random vector and convex hull and dual mesh. So that's a single operations. If I actually, with the convex hull, if I have less number of these, I can have like a thinner result, which is kind of interesting. So compared to bigger number is fatter, less is actually kind of thinner. So it's nice, it's looking sharper. It gives this kind of a silhouette, like a kind of like ancient or modern, maybe more like modern kind of robot. If we get rid of the shading, okay, it's just gonna look a little bit like that. Okay, so and we have something that we can randomize, of course, is this seed. I have this low and high number to control the seed, and this one creates the kind of like a stone like platonic solid, but it's actually more random, and the bottom part will randomize the position. If I get rid of that, they're just gonna bunch together. So it's just a true random vector. Okay, so that's super simple. It can be, I think it can be more robust with the random number. So you can actually use noise, or you can use grease pencil or other method. Basically, like if you have a bunch of stones and you just kind of arrange it in this certain pattern, it's starting to look like a kind of like a statue of God. So this is for my blendful shrine. Okay, so next one is just the shading. Select our objects. The shading itself, it's pretty basic. I actually have this node that I use all the time. I forgot who created this, but this one has a lot of things underneath, and yeah, maybe I have to take a screenshot. This one, I forgot the creator. Maybe I can give you the credit, but that's give the paint base for this. Before later, I just use this Voronoi, and for the Voronoi, I animate the W. So this is a 4D texture, so I just animate the W. But this paint base actually gives a lot. Without the paint base, it's just like this Voronoi is changing the color. This W is being controlled by sverchok nodes at the back. So this is how I set it up using object ID set. So first the selector gets the material, and I pick up this mass grave material. This is the name of the material, and then under the nodes I control it using sverchok as the driver. So it's super easy to make. So that's pretty much it. Like how I get here is it's actually really simple. Like for each process, it's all kind of like cooking, or each one is like procedure. Some call it like descriptions. So if I were to recreate this very quickly, I start with a random vector, right? And I have convex hull, and I have dual mesh. So connect this, select the nodes, tap V, and then V mesh. So we got something like that. You can actually add bevel. But you can also add bevel using modifier, so it's up to you. Can be faster from here. So that's the first thing that I did. And I want to have a lot of random result. So I can use like range of number or random number. Plug this there, create a number, 12 maybe. So, or 20. So that's all this random result. If I align it up in the x-axis, plug this into the material. So this is all the random shapes of the stone. The bevel only works on this guy. But that can be fixed easily. Like select all. The last selected actually. If you Control L, you just copy the modifier. So that's actually the process, right? I do that many times. You can scale this stone so that it looks a little bit sharper, or transform mesh, scale it in X, for example, yeah. And then instead of putting in a line, you use another random. Interesting, it's giving an error. So, okay. Random vector, random value, okay, interesting. And then, of course, the same number, randomize. So that's the whole process. And this one is a lot of stones bunched up together. You might want to randomize this further. And they're all separate. You actually want this to be a single object, so you can use mirror. And use a frame, put it under the seed. So now you have a different result. See, it's pretty fast as well. Just create cavity and shadow. You have a generator. They're like super basic. I say many times, but this can be like a recipe. This is maybe unfinished cooking. Someone can add more details to it. And this is, yeah, so this is how I created this I have a god statue, robots, Gundam. I can call it Bunji. Deadly Bunji. Good friends or awesome friends. Yeah. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully you find this useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.